I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Ed Gamble, Tiff Stevenson and Nish Kumar, Josh Widdicombe, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Nish, which category would you like?
I'll go for politics, Dara, because I'm a clever boy.
You go on, what? Okay. Your category...
You're on the wrong show.
Yeah. Okay, let's give it a go, shall we? Your category is politics. The answer is 4%. What is the question?
Is this the percentage of people who enjoyed a comedy gig I did in Greenwich in December of last year?
We've all had those shows.
Yeah, I was at that, and that was not 4%.
I can see it, but what are the chances of Johnny Depp appearing on the next series of Mr. and Mrs.?
Is it how much of the old Top Gear audience has Chris Evans held on to?
Including that.
Is it by 2017, what proportion of celebrities will still be alive?
I know. Ooh, we're not the one killing them. Right?
Is it the amount of hair that Donald Trump has managed to spread across his entire head?
What are Sepp Blatter's chances of going to heaven?
Is it, despite claiming it's my favourite book, how much have I read of Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom?
Nothing against Nelson Mandela, but he kind of gave away the ending in the title. It's kind of... You're left in no doubt during the long Robin Island bits.
You think it should have been called Locked Up, question mark?
Simple. Long Walk to Freedom?
Is it How Deep Is Your Love?
That's not deep enough, is it? By the way,
No, just speaking for all the ladies, 4% is not deep enough.
Julie Medford.
Do you know what? I've never learned anything from this show, but there's a first time for anything, isn't there?
Is it what was the turnout at the annual conference of the Apathy Society? It's always tricky.
They were reportedly very happy.
I like the fact that round of applause is really half-assed as well.
Is it how much of my foot could I fit into one of Josh Widdicombe's little shoes?
Size 9.
Lady.
Oh, 9. Yeah, children, so I don't have to pay VAT on my shoes.
I'll have you know those are the exact plimsolls that Nelson Mandela wore on his long walk.
Does anyone have the correct answer?
Yes.
Of why? Yes.
How much of my Sunday paper wasn't about Muhammad Ali?
No, it's in a recent poll, how much was the Leave campaign beating the Remain campaign?
That's absolutely right. Thank you very much, Josh Widdicombe. Yes. Yes, the question I'm looking for is, according to a recent poll, how far ahead is the Leave campaign in the European referendum? A recent YouGov poll showed that the Leave campaign is ahead by 4%, although there is no clear consensus, and a poll from ORB has shown that Remain is 1% ahead. It's an exciting campaign, though. Are we all enjoying it?
Oh, God.
Loving it.
Some people say that the polls can't be trusted, which tells you how they're going to vote.
I don't know how you could look to a poll this because you truly ring somebody's doorbell and you open it and then you go, are you in or out? And they go, well, I'm clearly in.
I think it's not had a great PR campaign behind it, has it? Because Brexit's a terrible name. It sounds like cereal you have when you're constipated.
Even the rest of Europe's attitude to us, it feels a lot more like Bruck off at the moment.
When we were doing a series last year, though, it wasn't Brexit, it was called Brixit this time last year.
Was it?
Which is another version of Brexit, which is also wrong because it sounds like a type of Lego, or what the Greek finance minister does every time he sees Angela Merkel.
I think the problem for the Leave campaign is the people in charge. Michael Gove, who looks like a kind of satirical cartoon of Michael Gove. One of the things he said at the weekend was, we should say to Europe, you're fired, which is a catchphrase that is 10 years old. You might as well go, we should say to France, what's up? Is that Angela Merkel?
Don't leave me hanging, people. Don't leave me hanging. What's up? Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
It's not even the worst looking, though, out of the pair, because Boris looks like a newly circumcised penis. With the wig on it.
Oh, with a wig on it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd be terrified if I was faced with Boris, because he looks like the ghost of a honey monster.
Because when you've got Gove, Johnson and Farage, that isn't the leader of a campaign. That is the worst ever game of shag, marry, kill.
It has been the most relentlessly negative on
it's
both
awful.
side campaigns. Genuinely, very, very quick quiz, right? As to who said it. Do we stay or do we go, right? Do we remain, do we leave? Who threatened what, right? Britain be landed with a £2.4 billion bill. Is it if we remain or if we leave?
That's leave.
No, that's if we remain. According to Boris Johnson, Britain lose 3 million jobs if we remain or if we leave.
Leave.
Yeah, that's very good. That's what the Remain campaign said. The value of homes will drop by a fifth if we remain or if we leave.
Oh, that was on Homes Under the Hammer.
Yeah. There'll be fewer curry chefs if we remain or if we leave. There will be fewer curry chefs.
Curry, that famously European dish.
You think if we
Bad
leave?
enough you stole our country, white people! Carry on.
You say leave? It's if we remain, according to Preeti Patel, the Leave campaign, they'll be starved of high-quality chefs by immigration policy. It'll cost each house of £9,000 a year. Remain or leave?
Remain said that.
Remain so that you're right, not leave. Are you following all this?
The only word I understood from that was curry. I've got no idea.
Even to the extent that people go, the value of homes in the UK will drop by a fifth, and then lots of people went, oh, great. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Because then people can afford to buy homes. Oh, we hear about people not being able to afford to buy homes. No, it's a bad thing. Oh, it's a bad thing now. Okay, wait, yeah, it's a bad thing. We don't even know if things are good or bad.
Whereas for Brexit, one of the big fears they've got is that Europe keeps on expanding. So they keep on adding countries. And there is some, there is some worry about that because Australia came second in Eurovision.
I think the problem... Well, you've got this John Major having a go at Boris Johnson, which is a blue on blue, did they call that?
Yeah, blue on blue.
I didn't understand what that was, and I was going to Google it, but then I thought, I don't know what I'm kind of porn I'm going to say. The last thing I want to do is go, oh, Anthony Costa, you're better than that.
It's Smurfs. it's the magic fruit.
What I mainly feel about it, though, is that basically we have got to make this last 3 weeks on this programme.
Yes.
We can't use all these jokes now. This effectively for us is 10-trick satire. Very easy.
Okay. We're going to hold back. All right. There's a general kind of... I was in Europe last week. I was doing gigs in Brussels and Holland. And there's a general line of... there's a general sense of, why... They don't get it. They're like, what? Oh, why are you... Oh, okay.
What, your comedy?
Yeah, no. So hard. They paid for their tickets, that's it. They're not gonna worry about it. Apart from the man who came up to me in a chocolate shop in Brussels train station and then said, the weather is very good, isn't it? I went, Jesus, I'm in a spy movie. Oh, yes, but not when the rain falls. Meet me by the liqueurs.
I think it's hard. I find it difficult to find which I dislike more, whether it's like the petty xenophobia of Nigel Farage or the French.
It's staying in Europe. What major European sporting event is starting this weekend?
Euro 2016.
You're very excited, aren't you?
I'm very excited. It's the best thing ever.
You're so excited.
I'm so
This
excited.
is what happens every time. It's always the same. It's like huge excitement followed by inevitable limp disappointment. It's like Jerry Hall's wedding night.
Even that photo of men getting on a plane. I've got goosebumps.
They're getting on in the very wrong way.
That's how bad our team is.
It seems to me that plane has got far too many stewards.
I don't know if you watched Alan Shearer's documentary, which said the best summer of our lives 20 years ago was 1996, when we reached the semi-finals. That is how shit we are. That we're doing documentaries about when we reached the semi-final. Germany aren't doing that. They're not doing documentaries on things. They're not doing documentaries on the time they came second in a war.
Presumably do documentaries in Germany about the war. Presumably that was a large historical event and there probably have been documentary makers in Germany who've made it. But they just don't call it the best summer of our lives.
Is the whole referendum campaign not missing a huge trick by referencing the Euros? Because if you're fear-mongering people, fear-monger them about something they care about, like, well, they should just say, well, if we leave, we won't be invited to the Euros anymore. And then people will be like, now I'm engaged.
I mean, England could be out by the 24th. It could be out in time to vote on the European referendum.
How low their confidence is, they haven't even registered for a postal vote.
Now we play a round called I'm So Brexcited and I Just Can't Hide It. This game involves Nish and Gary, so if you would make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. Okay, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. First subject is the movies. Who wants to go in that? Nish.
I'm a big movie fan, and I'm very excited that there's going to be a new James Bond. Now, my pick personally would be Idris Elba. I think he'd be an amazing James Bond, but some people are very unhappy. I was reading an article about this, and the first comment under the article started with the words, "This is not a race thing." Which immediately makes you think, it's definitely a race thing. This is not a race thing, it's just James Bond is not black. Now, I've got terrible news for this person. James Bond is not real. He's not a real person. He doesn't exist. If you're talking about fidelity to Ian Fleming's original character, Daniel Craig has a smartphone and a laptop, and in one of the Pierce Brosnan films, he drove an invisible car. So it might be a bit like if you just suddenly become a stickler for canon. And the second comment started with the words, "This is political correctness gone mad. This is the ethnic minority lobby getting their way again." And hey, we all know if the ethnic minority lobby's been campaigning for anything, it is for a black James Bond. People have been out in the streets. We want a black James Bond now. We don't care about police brutality. All we care about is 007, hashtag Black Bonds Matter. We will settle for a Mexican, maybe. And who can forget the immortal words of Dr. Martin Luther King? I have a dream that one day a black man will play a fake spy.
Thank you very much. Okay, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. Okay, the topic is work.
I nearly lost my job as a roofer when I was caught masturbating on the first day. Yeah, luckily my boss said I could wipe the slate clean. I used to work at Waterstones. One day a guy came in asking if we had any audiobooks with subtitles. I thought, hang on, that's a book. The circus near me held a competition to find the best contortionist. So I entered myself and won. In my old job, I just used to punch buttons all day, and that's why I'm no longer allowed to work in panto. I've got two lawyers working for me at the minute. One's pro bono, and the other thinks he's a right pretentious twat. When my granddad was caught trying to stow away in the Merchant Navy, he offered to work his passage, which, as you can imagine, made him very popular. I hate people who phone me up just to complain about the weather, which is why I lost my job at Mountain Rescue. I was at a station the other day that had a piano on the platform, so I had a little tinkle on it, which saved me 30 pence. I went on a positive thinking course. It was shit. I bought a Microsoft Advent calendar. If you open too many windows at once, they all shut again for no bloody reason. Thank you.
Well done. Very good. Adding points for both of you. Well done. Come on, sit back then. Our next round is called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topic and image and ask them to tell me what is happening, what's going on here.
Is he saying, does anybody know how to read?
Is he saying you must be this white to enter the country?
Donald Trump reveals lists of women he would bang if they weren't related to him.
Is he saying, I think my iPad is broken?
Get it off this window.
Is it Orangina announced product recall after overdose dangers revealed.
Is anyone else alarmed by the fact that he's fading into that background? It's like a magic eye picture that you don't want to decode.
Is it Donald Trump, or has Top Gear really taken its toll on Chris Evans?
Is he saying there's been a terrible mistake? I've shampooed these documents and I've laminated my hair.
Yes, well, the correct answer?
Oh, there's a correct answer.
No, there isn't really.
All right.
Well, there is, but I think you all know what it is.
The correct answer is Donald Trump.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is a picture of Donald Trump holding a recent press conference at Trump Tower during his US presidential campaign. Trump recently won enough delegates to secure the Republican Party's presidential nomination. Meanwhile, this week, Hillary Clinton secured enough delegates to be named as a Democrats candidate. Are we enjoying Trump?
He's like Silvio Berlusconi, but for a country that matters.
If you're like not white or a woman. His
Hello.
track. It's better if you are this end of the table, not keen.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm fine with
I
it.
think it's great. Really, it's fantastic. Yeah, we're so pro the Donald. You know what I mean? Like he stands for us. Like
Make Dara great again.
yeah. Okay. Well, firstly, while I appreciate the sentiment of an upward. Again, when did I go to my lean years?
His record with women is atrocious. And the problem is he's telling women what they should do with their wombs. And he came out and he said, I think women should be punished for having an abortion. I think his mum should be punished for not having one.
When you said his record with women is atrocious, I thought you were going to go, he's only snogged 3. What a loser.
Yeah. What a loser you'd be if you'd only snogged 3 women. The big issue with him is because he's currently being sued over Trump University, which I looked into this, and it's a place where people can go to become asset managers, wealth creators, or estate agents. So it's essentially Hogwarts for arseholes.
Imagine. I mean, it costs people loads of money to go there, and that's why he's being sued, isn't it? But imagine a university that charges you thousands of pounds to study there. We would never have a system like that.
Graduating from Trump University and then suing Trump University is the only way you can make any money from Trump University.
It would be funny if the graduation involved you suing them and they went, congratulations. You're one of the clever ones. You've learned that this is entirely a scam.
And he keeps going on about building a wall. But, like, the idea that he wants the Mexicans to build the wall and pay for the wall, they should take him up on that and then just put a door in it.
Tell you what they should do. Do you remember
Handle on their side.
remember the BBC One Saturday night show, Hole in the Wall? How much better if they built the wall between America and Mexico, but there was all shapes like that. And Dale Winton stood on the border. I'd watch it.
Oh, that wall in Total Wipeout that used to have like punching pads. That was a great, like 4,000
They
miles
could
of
just
that.
have those 4 balls.
Oh my God! If they made with all Central European, like you got into the country if you managed to actually get to the end. But you had to start by standing up and going, hello.
I think the big advantage of him being elected president is finally we'd be able to laugh at Americans for reasons they'd understand.
What did the Bank of England unveil last week?
I think it was a new fiver, wasn't it?
This is the new fiver, my friend. This is the new fiver.
Oh, make it rain.
Oh, yeah, I never thought of doing that. Like, oh, yeah, fiver.
You're making it drizzle.
Hang on, that's it, isn't it? That's the motion. These are lent us by the bank for, interest in satirical, not for me to go,
It's literally the worst rap video of all time. Never see Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre fetching the money they've just thrown.
Oh, honey, yeah, £30. Does that make your dreams come true? Oh, this would be terrible. Imagine this, because they're plasticky and clear and see through their polymer notes, which means you could actually go to the laptop and go, I can see you. I can see you using the money.
Imagine that at a cashier. I can see you. I can see you. Just pay for the condoms and leave.
The testing that they put them through, they said they dipped it in tea for, all those times you mistake a fiver for a hobnob.
I often do that when I'm taunting younger comedians. Oh, really? I eat my fivers.
could be they realised the recession was caused by people leaving fivers in their jean pockets, putting them in the watch.
Fivers only last they only rarely last 5 years. A £5 note. So yeah, they
You're thrifty, aren't you?
Yeah.
I could make a fiver. I can't even make it last 5 years.
I mean, honestly, cost of living.
This is the most I've ever been paid for this show.
You can't rip it, can you?
It's very difficult to tear. Very
Awful
difficult to
news for
burn.
magicians.
That'd be so irritating, actually. Make it doing. Oh, come on. Sign it for me. Oh, is it here? Doing. Ah, come on. Bloody fivers.
I like that
Have you ripped? Given to us by the Bank of England specially. Have you literally torn?
Well, they should have made more of an effort to make it stronger. Back to the drawing board, guys.
Can I ask if that's actually allowed? Because one newspaper went mad about the fact that you were defacing the Queen, and then they said of all the indignities Churchill has suffered, being scrunched up, dipped in tea and Ribena is the worst. And I was like, surely it's the Nodding Dog commercial. Is that less dignified? Oh, yes.
We shall fight them on the beaches. Yeah, so those are the fivers, yes, please, if you can.
Guys,
Thank
bad
you.
news, I lost mine.
Okay, what unusual thing has been found in a forest in Bulgaria?
There's a tree that looks like a man.
It's a tree that looks... Well, they say it looks like a man. This is the tree in a forest in Bulgaria. That doesn't...
It looks like Tim Burton's made a film about the life of Peter Crouch.
I just found another use for the notes, because you can make...
No, I don't think you should do that in public, Tara.
Let's go backstage then. I know, yes, there's smaller notes, so the gap between the snort and the high will be shorter.
But also, like, if you boing, they go back... Oh, this? No, officer, I wasn't.
It took me so long that they were accusing you of smelling cocaine.
I don't do it, I just enjoy the bouquet.
You smell before you swill it round a little, and then you take a little bit, and then sneeze it back out again.
That's arrogance of the 80s.
If you're at a cocaine tasting. Have you tried this cocaine? It's like a bucket. Not the only tree. It looks freaking and sinister. But there are plenty of trees. This is a tree that looks like a human being. If you're wondering what
doesn't
human...
look- how does that look like a
I will show
human
you
being?
exactly how it looks like a human being. Look, there we go. Okay, get that round. You're going to make it Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. Okay, here we go. The first subject is commercials that never made it to air.
Mr. Muscle loves the jobs you hate, apart from blowjobs. He doesn't do blowjobs.
I used to wash with Dove, but the feathers came off and the beak was scratchy.
Pepperami, it's a bit of an animal. I'm guessing the anus.
Four hoof marks and a large pile of poo. That's the sign of the black horse.
Megabus, the only bus company endorsed by Dara O'Brien.
Links for when you want to smell like a virgin.
Are your pets so wonderful that they're actually tiring you out? Have a break. Have a shit cat.
Tesco penis extensions, because every little helps.
At Debenhams, we've kidnapped the John Lewis penguin. And if you don't shop with us, we'll kill him.
Peddy Egg collects foot shavings like a bastard.
Abby has strong teeth, boundless energy, and a shiny coat. She's the best prostitute in London.
Barocca Start the day the right way, with luminous piss.
There's now a free gift at the bottom of every box of Frosties. Type 2 diabetes.
Uncle Tom's rice, like Uncle Ben's, but a bit more racist.
Crack-flavoured Pringles. Once you pop, you really can't stop.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Ah, bad luck.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear in hospital.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hunt wing.
Of course the influence of private companies hasn't affected the NHS. Just ask my colleague, Dr. Pepper.
And your cancer specialist today is Noel Edmonds.
Don't worry, Mr. Thomas, we won't be on that trolley in the corridor for much longer. We're taking it back to Tesco to get our pound back.
I'm afraid we're going to have to pull the plug because it's wedged really high up there.
He's gone into cardiac arrest. Get the defibrillator. The defibrillator. The defibrillator. Oh, it's too late. He's dead.
Yeah, no, I spoke to the person from NHS 111 and they were just really helpful.
The good news is your father is comfortable. In fact, I've been sitting on him all morning.
OK, let's call the time of death at 4:15. He's not dead yet, but it's a Friday, and if we leave now, we can beat the traffic.
For goodness sake, Mr. Wallace, please take your penis out of there. That's not what organ donor means.
This is the discussion group for people who've broken bones. Welcome to Snapchat.
Now we're going to need to put you to sleep, so I've got 2 tickets to see Dara O'Brien live in Belgium.
Is this admissions? Good, because I got one. I shagged your wife.
The good news is we're ready to take you into theatre. The bad news is it's a theatre in Brussels.
OK, we need to shock him. Stick your finger up his arse.
We've given your wife gas and air. And by that, I mean I farted and the nurse opened a window.
And then round the point goes Josh, Hugh and Gary. That's the end of the show. This week's winners are Josh Whittaker, Hugh Dennis and Gary Mullaney. Commiserations to Ed Gamble, Tiff Stevenson and Nish Kumar. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Green. Good night.
Mock the Week is back at the same time next Thursday. Get all the information you need on the EU referendum from Jack D's Help Desk, available to watch right now on BBC iPlayer. And the perils of witness protection for 2 flatmates in the wrong place at the wrong time. New comedy Witless, online now with BBC 3.